All right. So, folks, MCU'S Bleeding Edge here, Monday evening, October 13th, 2025. Late start for us on Friday evening. Um, we're here to do Daryl Dixon Season 3, Book of Carol, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon Season 3, Book of Carol, Episode 6. Yeah, that's it. That's the subject matter for tonight. I'm special. I'm not special. I'm kind of special. I'm the original co-host of the MCU's Bleeding Edge, Steph S, aka True Knowledge, and with me is special guest co-host Andre's the Pop Culture Guy, who always does Monday nights with me, and we are doing our third season of Daryl Dixon, which is crazy. We've never done.
It's crazy.
Never did 3 seasons of anything before, but until now. So now we did 3 seasons of Daryl Dixon. I guess we're not going to make another season of Peacemaker.
Yeah, I saw that in the news. He say he has no plans on making a third one, which is kind of crazy.
The Critical Drinker slammed Gunn in the DC in a video today on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he slammed Superman and Peacemaker and the whole launch of DC and everything. He slammed all of it.
Yeah. Right. So I wasn't on Friday, the panel, and I gotta say the finale was okay. Nothing special. It was okay. It was very anticlimactic, finale. I think, I mean, I don't know. It was something.
It was okay. It was an hour long. It was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I gave it an 8. But the season itself, season 2, I only gave a 7. Because I didn't think the season was that good.
No, I agree. I will definitely give it an 8 out of 10, and then season wise, 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't as good as the first season.
The first season is better.
Yeah.
All right. So Daryl Dixon, what I was thinking about earlier. What was really cool? When the original show was still going, and they brought back Morgan.
Yes.
After that big break of not having him on the show, you know what I mean? They finally brought him back. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Even though he was kind of crazy at first,
Yeah, what was it? So, because he was in the pilot. That was the only time we saw him. And then season 3, he came back, and we discovered that, his son got killed or, became a walker.
Was that season 3?
Oh, yeah. No, season 3.
That was season 3 when Rick saw him or whatever? And
yeah, because him, Carl, and Michonne were traveling to get, gun supply. And he remembered that I think he remembered Morgan or the town that he used to live had some supplies, and so he went over there, but he was not expecting Morgan to be there, and so that was the first time he saw him again since the pilot.
And that was when he was crazy, Morgan, and he was had all the walkers on sticks and shit like that out front of his house and everything.
I think so. Yeah. And
that was before he got trained by that guy with the staff and everything and all that shit.
Yes. Yeah, and then we don't see him in season 4, and then 5 is where we saw him in post-credit scenes up to the finale of season 5, where he sees again the group and.
Okay, and then it was in season 6 where they finally brought him back for good.
Yeah, for good, for main series until
they made him a main. They made him a main character again on the show. For a couple seasons, didn't they?
Yeah, up to up to season 9, because remember he goes to Fear the Walking Dead.
That's right. They switched over to the Fear Walking the Dead for several seasons of that show.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I remember there for a while he didn't want to kill anybody anymore. Remember he went through one of those periods like Tyrese, where he didn't want to kill anybody anymore. He didn't want to kill walkers or anybody, right?
Yeah, because he became a passive person, because if you see the season 6,
a pacifist.
Yeah, passive is what you call it. Yeah, because like he got trained with the guy you brought up because we saw the flashback in season 6, and that explained why he became so passive. So he didn't agree with what Rick was doing during season 6 or the war against Negan, I think. So,
but he still ended up like at the end of the day, he started killing again and shit like that. You know, like
yeah,
he had to. You know.
yeah, yeah. He had to.
Like when they had the final battle of Alexandria, you know, against the Walkers, you know what I'm saying? Like he had to fight in that battle, you know.
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
that was what he hid that wolves guy. Remember, he hid the guy, the wolves guy.
Oh yes, he did. What was it? The main wolf guy, right? Like the leader of that group. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot his name, but like I know he was trying to convince the Wolf Warrior to like join the good side, but well, I guess he kind of did, but then he had to sacrifice one of the people.
He sacrificed himself so that that one bitch could survive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like,
I forgot her name, but there was that one annoying bitch that was on the show. You know, she was like part of like the secondary characters or whatever. You know, for a season or two.
yeah,
She was one of the Alexandria people.
yeah. That's who she was.
She was
Yeah.
the one that wanted to become a. She was going to become a doctor. Remember?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. She wanted to become a doctor, right? And then she started to have feelings with the wolf leader, and then like they became good friends. And then she got killed. Well, he got killed to save her, and then I think she gets killed, right? Like later.
I think she might have got killed in like the battle of like against the dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Because I remember the recap. I think she died either by that or she got killed by the Negan, the survivors.
Several characters got killed in that big battle in Alexandria against the Walkers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what happened. But
you know? And then
so,
a lot of characters got killed against Negan too. You know?
yeah, a lot of people did die during that season, which was pretty rough.
So episode 6 of Daryl Dixon is a pretty solid episode. It's an hour long again.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy that it's hour long, which I'm kind of happy about because they're telling their stories, and I thought this season did a really good job. Like, compared that to Peacemaker, I thought this episode did a good job of like setting up the season finale, and like it gave time to like wrap up the storylines.
It says on Google right now that you can watch Walking Dead Daryl Dixon for free on the Roku channel.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you can. But
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, several of the Walking Dead stuff are either in Roku channel, but
they're free on the Roku channel?
I think so. It depends on like you want to be careful with that because I don't know if they have the full season or but I guess it could. I mean, even the Ritual Walking Dead is free.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I want to see that because like the Roku channel usually doesn't have shit on it.
No.
So the episode title is Contrabando, Spanish for smuggling, and it is directed by Daniel Percival and written by Marta Jean Camps. And it says in Soles, Carol and Antonio continue to grow closer, culminating in a kiss, while Fide discovers the zombified El Alcazar soldiers killed by Daryl days before. Fide poisons Roberto in an attempt to silence the young man. See, I told you he'd do that.
Yeah.
But Carol saves them with help from Marga after realizing what Fide did. It's revealed that Antonio and Fide's feud comes from both men being in love with Maria, Antonio's late wife. And I'll stop there. So that's how the episode starts off, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think about that, all that, Andres?
Very good. I thought that starting with Dixon, meeting up with Pez, the lady that's in love with the prince's wife, that was a good catch up. And I thought the development with Carol and Roberto's father is really great. I think that's the best highlight for this season for me. I really like Antonio's character arc right now, and I think Carol's is it's kind of like she's letting go of the trauma, and like she's starting to start anew, and so her getting a romance with this guy is kind of interesting. I like the reveal of the like the typical thing where the two men was in love with this one girl, the wife of Antonio, Roberto's mother, and so that's the reason that you can see this feud happen. So very classic storytelling. I knew that the mother was going to poison Roberto, but I was kind of surprised that Carol was able to save him with the help of the chick that was it the former captain of the boat?
Yeah, whatever she gave Carol was to really help that dude out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, she knows what she's doing. I mean, like for illness, yeah. So that was really cool. I really like the old chick. She's really good. She's one of my favorite characters of this season. Like very funny, very helpful between like Carol and Daryl as a team. So she's a really good addition to this season, and it was great that she saved Roberto. But at the same time, there's going to be a cost now, with that. But yeah, I thought the beginning was awesome. It was great. It was well paced. I think it got me really excited about the episode through.
Yeah, it's cool seeing Daryl, seeing Carol, like having some kind of relationship angle going on. I mean, you rarely ever see that happen with Daryl. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's nice to see it happen with Carol. It's I feel like it's a good, a good angle for this season. Having that angle going. You know what I mean? And he might end up going back to the U.S. with them. You never know, depending on what happens in episode 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can see either the young couple or just I think Antonio's Roberto's father or the old lady. Well, I think the father could come along with them. We'll see. But yeah.
I still don't even think their boat's even 100% ready to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's another thing. I don't know how far they are repairing this boat. Like when Carol was talking to the lady, right?
Yeah, where do you got to stage the boat to get it into the ocean? You know what I'm saying? How do you make that happen? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Either they go to another water land or whatever, dock or something like that. That's easy for them to push the boat. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna take that boat in the water. And yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's like how far is this boat repair?
I thought it still needed some work. That's how it looked to me, at least. You know what I'm saying?
What was it? Episode 4? Right? Episode 4, we saw them doing work, right? It seemed like it was done.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? But there was still some stuff that looked like it still needed to be done. You know what I mean? But who knows? They're probably just gonna say, "Fuck it," the boat's fine. You know what I mean? Just throw it out there, and you know what I mean? Go with it. You know what I'm saying? Which if they do that, what are we gonna really say about it? Okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. This shows are not realistic, and they don't take they don't give us concrete answers of how they get to point A and B.
No, there doesn't have to be extra reserve repairs that need to be done on the boat or anything like that for it to be able to be sailed.
Yeah, and especially the zombie apocalypse. You don't have that kind of resource, so you have to disbelieve how much they have.
And I'm sure getting into the ocean is probably easy too. We just don't understand it. It's probably not even that hard.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the boat was metal. It was mostly wood. You were able to fix that than the high tech boat. So
I think they got the bottom of the boat mostly got it straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? But what's her name? That one character chases Daryl to Barcelona. What's her name?
Her name is Fez. That's her name. Pace. If I'm spelling that right. Yeah, Pace. P-A-C. Pace.
Pez?
Yeah, Pez. Yeah, that's her name.
No shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. She goes up with Daryl right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
So basically, right, we see where, while filming a documentary with Antonio, Maria was killed in an ETA bombing for which Antonio blames himself and Fide uses as leverage over him. Carol helps Roberto escape while Antonio publicly confronts Fide about his actions. In Barcelona, Daryl is joined by Paz, who opens up to him about her relationship with Alina and leads Daryl to a refugee community opposing Alcazar. So I'll stop there. And that was a pretty interesting section of the episode, I thought. You get to meet that whole little faction of people or whatever that Pez knows. You know what I'm saying? I always find it interesting how Daryl always has gas for his motorcycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't see the beginning of this episode, right? He was filling up his tank, right? And I was like, wait a minute. I guess he got some gas from the bikers from last week episode, right? And so he took their oil to for himself for the bike. Yeah, I always laughed at that part.
I guess he just always seems to have a full tank of gasoline. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy,
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Disbelief. You have to disbelieve how much gas these characters have in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because you want to question wait a minute, how long did Daryl drove from here to Barcelona? And it's that easily you could take up your tank like that. Come on, it's you don't want to think about that.
Because motorcycles can only hold so much gasoline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and car and Jeep, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I did. It was the beginning of that episode. I was like, wait a minute, where did he get gas? And how yeah.
In the original Walking Dead, that people would always be in cars and run out of gas. Remember?
Yes, I know. And speaking of recaps, I've been doing recaps with The Walking Dead and YouTube, and someone brought this up, and it was funny. Gas can what do you say? Without producing gas, right? And gas in those cars that have been abandoned for many years, right? Since the pandemic zombie apocalypse, that easily will not work after many years, right? Because I forgot what he said that, because the gas can easily vibrate and whatever it's no longer use when you use it for to fill in your car. So I always laugh now to think about it. It's that's another disbelief. It's gas is not going to be useful after many years of not producing new oil for these vehicles that are literally lading in the streets of whatever town they're in, So
there would be gasoline in places though, because there'd be gas stations that would have full tanks under the ground and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Intelligent people would figure out how to access that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I mean, we saw that it's kind of different. Dead City, you see how the car rack and those people use oil, they know how to produce something to give them power, right? So yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well they have the whole thing where they use the walkers or whatever,
for the methane.
The methane, yeah.
Methane, but yeah. So I actually like this section. It's cool to see another community. One thing I have to say about the season over Dead City, again, it's they've done a good job of giving us good side characters. I actually like this community that Pez is leading Daryl into, and she knows some of these people, which is cool. I like the moment when Daryl put down the one chick with the crossbow that looks similar to his weapon. that was nice. And of course, the uncle of the Roberto's love interest, of course, he is going to do anything in his power to like find out, or like try to like find out what's going on with like Daryl, by tricking Antonio to like reveal something, or like like cooperate with him. But of course, Antonio's not going to do that.
She somehow managed to fucking sneak fucking Antonio out, like even though they got searched. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how they didn't find him.
Yeah, I mean, Carol's good at like.
He was right there.
Yeah, well, hey, they're stupid. They don't like. They're so stupid. They didn't realize they like check around. What like it's not that hard, and like
he had that board on top of him. The dude picked up that board right off of him.
Yeah, that was so funny in that moment. I was like, wow, you can't even see that person and the board. Like, oh my god. Yeah, so I thought the escape there, that was kind of cool how Carol did that. And it was really cool to see like Antonio like publicly like attack the uncle, like Alfredo, because it like what he's doing is not good, and so I was happy they did that. What else that was kind of good? I mean, and then of course Daryl has this cool idea to use the community to ambush the convoy, which we'll get into later. But like he sees potential with that, but like it's at least they're smart enough that some communities don't have resources. So like I like that this community doesn't have the kind of resources like the other town has, So it is that kind of dilemma that they had to like really careful to attack these people, because those people have power, armor.
But they're willing to fight and shit at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like they were down to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I really like this section. It was really strong. We're moving along with the plot, and I like the stuff that we give with our characters. I like how Daryl is stepping up as a hero. Like I really appreciate that he's like coming along since the first episode of season 3. So like at least I appreciate that. We're doing something with Daryl, in this season. Him being like a proper hero. Stuff
I like it. I like the combination of him and Pez together in the episode. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
like I think it works for the episode. Having them together.
Yeah.
They bounce off each other well. I think they have some really good dialogue together throughout the episode.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I mean, and so basically from there, Carol helps Roberto escape while Antonio publicly confronts Feed about his actions, like I said. Yeah. In Barcelona, Daryl is joined by Pez, who opens up to him about her relationship with Elena and leads Daryl to a refugee community opposing Al Alcazar. Daryl convinces a group to ambush Al Alcazar convoy at the TWD Villa checkpoint. However, the ambush is unsuccessful in both killing Guillermo and rescuing the girls. Daryl and Paz agree to push on together to Al Alcazar itself. In flashbacks, a frightened young Daryl runs away from his abusive father at the assistance of Merle, and Maria reanimates after the explosion, having died in the first day of the zombie apocalypse. And that's the end of the episode. So, what'd you think of all that, sir?
Fantastic. First up, it was cool to see, the younger version of Merle. He's a great character. Like, I know it. Like, first off, the casting of Michael Rooker as Merle from the early seasons was fantastic. He was great in the early seasons.
I don't know why they're suddenly doing these like daydreams with him now. All of a sudden, with Daryl, it's kind of weird. They're throwing that in,
Yeah, I do question why we're doing it this season. I don't know if there was like something they wanted to do, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Because I always wondered what was his life was before the zombie
Well,
apocalypse.
obviously he had like a very like traumatic, like shitty,
Tough,
like
yeah, shitty
childhood. You
life.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you hear about the like early seasons or like the original show, like he did talk about that and how his brother, Merle, like protected him and all that, from the abuse and all that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it made sense. So I appreciate they're paying the guy
yeah.
off.
Merle was his guy. Yeah.
Yeah, very sad he died in season 3 from the governor, of course.
He,
But yeah,
he was a good fixture on the show in the original show.
yeah, he was great. I mean, he was great in the like early bits of season
He,
1.
he would go to the Comic-Con events and be all excited and everything.
Yeah, he was good. He's still great as Yanyu. I mean, he's like a great character in the Guardians films and all that. Despite he wasn't in too much Peacemaker, he was a great thing about Peacemaker season 2. He was funny in that with the
Yeah.
eagle stuff.
They didn't have to kill him off so quick. They just decided to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know, right? Like at least he was in the Suicide Squad. That made sense. But in season
they
2,
could have kept him alive. He didn't have to die.
yeah, I know. Or he could have been like a major DC character or something like that. I don't know what.
But yeah, it was pretty crazy how Antonio just woke up all of a sudden as soon as he got some medicine from
Yeah,
from Fede's stash or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he got all better, and yeah, Roberto, like, yeah, I mean, he got medicine that was easy to fix him.
After he got poisoned.
Yeah, what kind of poison she used? That's the thing. It's like
Who knows?
I don't know. Like, it didn't seem like a strong medicine. Like, it was like I think she just like did some like weird thing where he was just like unconscious for a little bit because he didn't want her to like him.
No. He was looking rough there for a minute, bro. He was looking rough.
I don't know. I mean, he was way rougher in last week than this episode. I don't know. Like,
But he was looking really ill there for a minute, though. He was looking ill.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever she did,
he was like he had like a fever and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it was really cool how Carol tricked her to give her the medicine by using the dead cat. So that was really cool to like get that medicine from her. But despite how like first,
how she managed to like do her little the basic Italian she can do or whatever to communicate.
And then she cried, which was hilarious. I was like, oh man, she was doing the Carol thing of like just tricking this person. That was great. That was funny. That was my favorite moment of Carol. Like Carol just like doing the act is like, please help me. My cat is dying. Oh my god, that was funny. That was really good. And the ambush attack, I thought that was like a really cool action scene. Really great act. By the way, this season has done a really good job of doing the action, and I thought this was a good action scene. I wasn't surprised that the community was going to get killed that easy because it was like they were having more like the other group had more firepower, so like obviously the ambush was going to fail, and of course they failed to rescue the girls. So
they couldn't. Yeah, Daryl could not get past that lock no matter what.
Yeah, how like
he tried everything, but he could not do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't use his like sword, the thing that he had last week, to like I don't know, like
I don't think that sword would cut through that metal.
No, I mean, like put it in the lock and try to do this, right? But I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Again, you're right. Like it was going to be a tough way to like unlock.
That was like a lock that had you have to have a key to open it, and they like couldn't figure out the key or whatever,
Yeah, they needed to like find it from one of those soldiers or the prince, whatever. But yeah, that was crazy. They were in like, was it both girls were in the cage? I was like, wow, just as usual. Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah, that's something that they're in the cage.
Yeah, so it makes sense that those two, Daryl and Pez, was gonna like go to the their community, the El Alcazar, to like get them by themselves. I'm curious about that. Um, Hopefully they make it alive. I hope Pez like make it alive from this rescue thing.
Well,
But yeah,
obviously it's gonna be so there's gonna be some kind of sneak mission or something like that. They're gonna have to pull off some kind of sneaky shit.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But very curious how they're gonna do it, because I mean that is gonna be the end of the season. Then rescue them. I
That's
guess.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they got to get back to the boat.
yeah, yeah. For these last couple weeks being an hour long, I can definitely see that they probably will sell off. Like I don't know, like the fact that this season has done a good job of being consistent.
I think that they're already supplied and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? They think they already have water and food and all that, like on the boat. You know what I mean? They just need to go.
Yeah, and see who will probably join them. I'm very curious if the young couple will maybe go with them, or like someone else will see. Yeah, so like they're ready to go. It's just that they're doing this part of like the mission, right, to like save this one person, right, and then Carol's like trying to help the family and all that, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next episode.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like this episode. Not my favorite, but it was a still strong episode. They done a really good job of keeping this. So far, I like this season more than season 2. I say before last week. I think this was much better season, more hour to develop the storylines and all of that, which is good. And like we give him more time to give Carol more to do, and Daryl as well. So like at least the splitting up with those two characters makes sense than whatever we do with Dead City. So like at least we understand why they split up the characters, the main characters.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah. It's like worthwhile. Like they have Carol doing stuff. Like on her end too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like more equal. Um, I
yeah,
get what you mean. Yeah, it was another solid episode, of Daryl Dixon. You know what I'm saying? That fight, that battle scene was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of shootings, a lot of headshots.
yeah.
Then the dead got out. Remember?
Then yes, the dead get out. I was gonna say is like, did the dead get out? Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was cool. Seeing it, and was the three soldiers? No, the three soldiers from their community are still over there, the other side.
The one chick got grabbed by them zombies, and she just let him have her.
Yeah, just like Dead City with the those random people in the party, like, come and get me. I'm like, no, you
That's
don't need.
that's, that's exactly what she did.
Yeah, I mean, at least here it makes sense. It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm pretty much dead. Where that other people were so stupid. It's like you easily could get out of there.
That chick could have got out of there. She just would have got up and ran.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
I mean, was she shot or anything? I don't remember her being shot.
Uh, I can't remember.
She just missed her shot because Pez pushed the rocket launcher over.
Yes. No, that's true. Yeah, they missed it.
Because she said, if you hit the truck, you'll kill what's her name,
Yeah, the love interest that she likes, or whatever.
Yeah.
That was in the cage, right?
Yeah, the chick's name starts with an E.
Elena, I think that's her name. If I heard correctly. Yeah. Yeah. I thought the end was good. I'm very excited for that. I can't believe we're almost done with this show next week. That is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love this show. I'm very sad that next year is going to be its last, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I am too, but I'm sure that they'll pump it right out and it'll be ready for us to watch it. Like it'll before you know it, it'll be out again.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely came out the same time, like September something, September 2026, it feels like, and, we'll go from there. But it's great to review this show because I mean, so far, this is my favorite Dead spinoff. And, it's been strong,
Oh yeah. Season 3's been a much better season than season 2 was, without question.
Yeah.
The show's been much more highly improved across the span of the season. And I'm sure that's probably what most of the internet is saying. Like out there, like publicly. You know what I'm saying is that it's halfway decent. I mean, it's a good show.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a award-winning show. It's just a really good, entertaining show, and that's what I want. And so far they've done that this season, which is good.
All right, well, let's do our reviews then. So I'm going to go ahead and give the episode an 8.
Yeah, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10.
All right.
Before we go, I want to just do. We should do the recap for the pros and cons from the recap for Collider.
Go ahead.
So they talk about like the positives, giving Carol romance storyline as depth to her character. Yes, but that's nothing new. I mean, that's like a traditional thing we do with female characters. But the second year, I do agree here, as we're talking about. I think putting Daryl and Pez together is a winning combination. Yes, I think that's the best part about this episode is those two.
Yeah, I said something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did like them as a duo, so I really appreciate that. Then the negatives here, I do agree with this. The mayor of the town that Antonio and Roberta are in, they say that Faded is a weak villain who doesn't feel like a threat. I agree. I think this season the villains are kind of weak, but that's kind of fine for me. It's like I'm just like,
yeah,
they're serving the purpose of the story here, so I'm fine with the villains being weak this time around. It was going to be tough to follow that like French resistant group from the first 2 seasons, so I just felt like this makes sense to just have these kind of villains that are kind of there to serve the purpose of our main heroes, right? Yeah, and then I mean, I do agree with this. The Walkers are still very limited in their threat. Kind of agree. I mean, we're barely using them in this season, but at least they're not making them as joke as like Dead City. And then I disagree with this. It continues to be a stupid decision to keep Daryl and Carol apart. Not really. I think it is necessary to kind of separate them, to give them more, like, give them time to do stuff in the episode. And, like, at least these episodes are long. Because if it was short, that is a valid criticism. But for me, it's not. We have like, these episodes have been hour long. It gives our 2 main heroes to do a lot in this episode. So I don't agree with that complaint. So, and that's it. That's pretty much the pros and cons. So,
okay, yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all.
All right, awesome. Well, you know what, sir? If that's all you got, then that'll be it for our review for episode 6 of Daryl Dixon season 3. We don't need to do any plugs or anything like that. We'll be seeing each other again on Wednesday night for Marvel Zombies. So,
yeah, I finished that series up. It's pretty cool.
Folks, rate and follow the podcast, and have a good night or evening or afternoon or whatever it is, wherever